Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds. Let in the love.
And listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will
find
peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world. He was among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in us all. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a better place, a whole new world
talking about it all every Thursday night. From software to plugins and synths that entice. Dive deep into tech and let creativity take flight. Talkin IT. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. From bedroom producers to seasoned pros, we're breaking it down so knowledge grows. Whether you're a DJ or a beat making wizard, we got the tips and tricks to make your sound sizzle. Mixing and mastering, that's our jam. With the tutorials and tips on how much rev. Get the best quality from your setup and gear. Tune in every week and lend us your ear. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. We're talking We're talking IT. We're talking IT. Every Thursday night on Angified.
Ho, ho, ho.
Once again.
Yeah, that guy at the end there and the little surprises. Tonight we're gonna get ready for a little Christmas surprises and holiday cheer.
Yep. It's all about, sharing with the people that you love.
Yeah, and at this time of year, it's kind of a tradition for us to take a look at some good gift ideas for those musical friends and family that you have, and what they might like in their stockings.
Exactly. And some stockings are bigger than others. So some you could even fit a whole guitar into,
Hey, if it can fit in my studio, it can fit in my stockings.
There you go. Stocking stuffers.
Yeah, let's head to the cave and take a look at what we've got. Surprisingly, I thought finding some good, because we do have some great channels now, and some of them have hooked us up at this time of year with some good suggestions on gifts. But all the ones I found are old, years old. So I really didn't want to like pull up one of those because technology has changed. And in some cases, like what you can get in 2025 is even cooler. Um, so I really hunted to find some that are ready for this year.
Now, the clip-on tuners are always a good idea, no matter which one it is and all of that, especially for stocking stuffers because they're tiny, they fit right in. That middle one, the G7 Performance Capo, I love it. I have one exactly like that. I was reaching over because I thought I saw it right there, but that's actually scissors that look like it.
I figured you were going to recognize like this particular screenshot because this one's going to be unique guitar gifts ideas coming from Sam Jam, and it's not just for guitarists. It's also as relevant to bassists, and everybody knows one. So, like these are the kinds of stocking stuffers they love.
And I've seen several different capo designs, and some are better than others. A lot of them are a trigger mechanism where it's like you trigger and you put it on and you let go and it's fine. This one is very elegant in the design where you basically it's open as far as you want it to be. You clip it on there as tight as you want, and when you want to release it, right in the bottom corner where you see the G in that bottom left corner, that's the release. So all you have to do is just like you can with one hand, you can release it, put it where you want it, get it as tight as you want. It's very convenient, and then you just put it if you want to not use the capo for a song, you can just put it up above the or on or above the nut where it's not affecting anything, and just have it sit over there. And then when you want it, you just grab it and bring it back down.
And every guitarist should have one, along with the tuner. And the fret wraps is another one. Well, unless you got perfect pitch, which some do, but
some to have it to an annoying degree.
Yeah. And then not to forget the other musicians that are out there. This one's coming from Bo Beats, which surprisingly we weren't subscribed to on our channel, but
Mhm.
I brought him from my channel because
Nice.
I've been visiting him for a while now, and for this one, he's going to give some ideas for synth lovers like me,
Like you. Yes, indeed.
and music producers like many of our fans and followers. And
Absolutely.
man, I would love some of these in my stocking.
Hook them all together.
Yeah, yeah, I recognize a few of them from, we had our synth night a couple of
Hmm.
weeks ago, and
Yep.
I got familiar with a few of these.
Nice.
And,
It's good
then
stuff.
for the middle of the show, Windows 12,
Mhm.
as we've been talking all year, they delayed it earlier. I thought it was actually going to come out end of last year,
Mhm.
like originally, but they kept pushing it and pushing it. I think they were trying to smooth out some things. You know how Microsoft is. I don't think they wanted to have the same problem they had with 11 or with Windows 8, where it's half baked and putting it out before it's ready.
Mhm.
Nobody wants another Windows 11. So I really hope that this extra time they took um, brings in the kinds of features that are going to make it a compelling upgrade.
To me, if history is a guide, the extra time is to make a product that's releasable, um, not necessarily, you know, all encompassing, but something that they've worked out enough of the bugs to get it out there and get it in the world and get things happening.
Well, and for me, I hope it stays true to the way they tend to have a great operating system, then a piece of crap, then a great one, then a piece of crap.
Yep.
And Windows 7 was innovative. It really did get us from XP to Windows 7. We ignore Vista, and Windows 10 was a great upgrade from Windows 7. And we don't even talk about Windows 8. I don't even have an install disk for it. And
Yeah.
hopefully with 12, I do use 11 on a few machines where that's what it came with.
Mhm.
And because my brother also uses the laptop, I don't want to like get rid of his Warcraft and everything else on it. So I
Mhm.
keep with the 11 just so I know what's going on there.
Yeah.
I hope that 12 stays true to their every other version.
Yeah, and that's to me the main thing is, the things that we're trying to do on a day-to-day basis. There shouldn't be that much of a difference from one Windows to another. I know that there is, and I know it's annoying
Well,
certain things that are a little different here than they were there, but it shouldn't be game changers.
yeah, and I think the thing that tends to annoy me the most, especially with the big upgrades, uh, things move around. Where's this in the control panel? Where is the control panel? Like that's been annoying for the
Yeah.
last like couple of versions. And
I do think they've gotten better with context menus like that in general, not them specifically, but just in general. And AI has gotten great at that too, where old menus of you have to know to drill down to this, then that, then this. I mean, I used to have keyboard shortcuts memorized to be able to just, hit like 3, 4 keyboard shortcuts and I'm in whatever I needed to be in, doing what I needed to do. But it's all different when you have to click here, find that. Oh, now they
yeah,
moved it over here. You have to
drill
click on this one,
down,
hit the
drill
drill down
down.
menu.
They're trying to like organize them and categorize them, but in doing so, things that used to be like control panel, boom, is now like this new control panel settings and which category and where on the left and oh now where do I get to the advanced properties, having to go 6 or 7 clicks to get to something that I used to do in two
Yeah.
does get annoying, especially something that like you go to a lot, like
Mhm.
display settings and certain things, power settings. I flip back and forth.
Mhm.
I don't want to have to go through that many clicks multiple times a day.
Exactly.
And this is a freshie for us on the channel, Jorai Laurencio. Um, I went with him here because as far as the Windows 12 coverage, he's really doing a good job of covering it throughout the year as Microsoft kept this one tight to their vest. In past versions, they were putting out betas and getting testers. This one has been a little different for them, and we are going to see AI getting implemented, certain things that might be features
Mhm.
that might be compelling. And I like how he covers the things that are what I want to hear.
I could see I could see AI being big in testing, like product testing, like that iterations. If you need to run a program through a million iterations of hitting this.
Yeah.
AI can do all that
Well,
for you, basically.
and I really hope they improved on the Copilot concept because I don't use that,
Yeah,
and this better be better than that.
yeah. I want to have AI just out until I ask for it, and when I ask for it, I want to use it, and then when it's away,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
away. I don't need
yeah.
it to be there all the time, trying to replace everything I do.
I don't want it to be too smart. It can't be smarter than me.
Impossible.
Oh, and you remember Sam? We actually
Yep.
came across him the night we were looking at the Steam box, and he had the Apple's response to the whole
Yep.
situation, which I love his humor. He comes from Apple, he works over at Apple, and he's a great one to see the counter side to some of these things, and he does it with a great sense of humor. And in this case, he's going to talk about like Apple's reaction to the leaked Windows 12. When it got leaked earlier this year and how they perceived what Microsoft's doing from the other side of the operating systems.
Nice.
And then piece of software I used to really love and use a lot in the 90s, even going into the 2000s. It was so useful for multiple things: drums, rhythm, getting like accompaniments with certain instruments that I didn't know how to play. And it was always one of those software that for musicians who were just looking for like some useful utility, Band in the Box has been one of those useful, cost efficient, not expensive, and really powerful for its time. We're seeing like AI now and people utilizing that to do some of these things, but these guys have been like providing this kind of feature 3 decades, and
Yeah.
come to find out, they got 2026 on the way. They've redesigned the interface, added some additional features. AI is now getting incorporated into it, and I wanted to see like where this has gone because I could see myself going back and using this for different projects depending on what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I definitely knew people who used that a lot and talked about it a lot in the 2000s.
I actually bought it. One of the
Mhm.
few pieces of software I bought in the 90s that was worth every penny.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and that one's going to be coming from the mothership, PG Music, the ones who make it.
Nice.
And then to finish off, I love Sanjay C. I visit this channel like regularly because anytime he comes out with something new, it's always something that like I'm into and want to know more about the gear, whether it works or not. And he covered something here that I've been waiting and waiting, hoping for the idea that a full wireless music studio. And
Nice.
will it work? And we've heard the promises in the past with different wireless technologies, and um, he's going to show us one that's newer. It does incorporate certain aspects of wireless technologies we know, but it does have a little bit of a proprietary approach to accomplish something that has been a problem with music wireless. And if anybody's going to test it, and if I'm going to take anybody's word on whether it can live up to the hype, Sanjay is the man.
Right. And he's got the keyboards just like you like.
Yeah, and actually that Roly, I I've got my eye on a couple of their products after some of the reviews we've seen this year. They're going to be one of those companies that like I may end up getting their whole suite of controllers. They've got that lighted keyboard concept and being able to color code and custom control the colors. They're doing it, and
Nice.
I want one.
Naturally.
Yeah. So
Right.
to get started with our gift giving segment, yeah, the unique guitar gifts are coming from at Sam Jam Guitar, and this is definitely a channel that you'd be friendly with. Look at all these guides to triads, pentatonics, blues.
Oh yeah.
Like when
Being
we
able to
do,
visualize them that way is very helpful for sure.
yeah, when we do our guitar nights and our guitar theory, especially, these are the kinds of videos that kick ass. So at Sam Jam Guitar is going to be showing us some great gifts, cost efficient. Like you don't have to spend a lot to make your guitar friends and family happy. And a lot of these are must haves for guitars. If they don't have them, especially if they're just starting out, some of these gifts are great for getting them going.
Oh yeah. Like I said, a tuner is always welcome. Even the batteries for the tuner, like, stop in at the hardware store or whatever, get yourself a little CR232 coin battery.
Yeah. Oh, you should have a couple of those in backup just in case, because even computers occasionally die
The
with
motherboard.
those.
Yeah, right. That was a long time ago, but we used to replace those too. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that happen in some time, but I do buy them 4 at a time, and I keep them in the base case so I can hand them out.
For me, when I was a photographer, that was you had to have at least a couple of them in your photo bag, because if you're on a job and it dies, and they will, you need to get that replacement.
Yep.
So
Important stuff.
let's see what to put in the guitarist stockings and bassists. Don't ignore the bassists.
Yep, exactly.
Buying a gift for a guitarist is impossible, so I've made it easy. Here are the best guitar gifts this year, from affordable essentials to some really unusual gear they'll actually be excited about. As usual, I'm going to get rid of all the fluff and filler and just get straight to the point, so prepare yourself for a very quick fire list of things I think guitarists would love. First up, the D'Addario Eclipse. I have about 3 of these. They've got a big screen, well-lit LED, they're incredibly accurate and reliable. Grove Gear fret wraps prevent any unwanted string sounds when recording or doing difficult tapping passages, and while I always advocate good muting left-hand technique, sometimes this is just easier. Music Nomad's Grip 1 is a universal and all-in-one string winder, string cutter, and bridge pin puller. It's easy and comfortable to use and grips virtually all pegs. This slide extension nut fits over any guitar's existing nut. This significantly raises the action of any guitar, turning it into a slide guitar machine. And while we're on the subject, you should perhaps pick up a slide too. The D'Addario O-Port is made to fit most common sound holes in an acoustic guitar. It will provide a fuller sound with more volume, more clarity, and enhanced projection. This is quite an unusual one, but if you want to give your guitar a new lease of life, give it a try. Let's call this one guitar insurance. Shallow strap locks prevent your strap from ever falling off and causing that horrible scene on stage where you're scrambling on the floor wondering if your guitar is still in one piece or not. And they also kind of look cool too. If you're the kind of guitarist that's endlessly tweaking your guitar to make it as playable as possible, then you might want to consider picking up the Precision Setup Gauge Set by Music Nomad. It comes with everything you need to set up your guitar to a high standard, including a truss rod gauge, string action gauge, radius gauge, nut height gauge, and a 24-page instructional booklet along with online setup tutorials if you're new to the process. This Guitar Care Starter Kit by Music Nomad will keep your guitar looking its best. It includes a guitar detailer, fretboard oil, microfiber cleaning cloths, a Nomad tool set, which is for cleaning underneath and on top of strings to make them last longer and sound better. It also includes the Grip 1 winder mentioned earlier in this video, and an octopus wrench and screwdriver for tightening output jacks, control pots, tuning machine bushings and screws. If you know a guitarist who loves tinkering, STUMAC is heaven. They make the proper tools for setups, fret jobs and even full guitar builds. I'm not going to mention any specific products, but if you want to go and take a look for yourself, then I'll drop a link below. Next up is the String Butler. This fixes the classic tuning issue on Gibson style headstocks by straightening out the string path. It's a simple idea, but it makes a massive difference. Peterson Strobo Clip HD is a real strobe tuner in clip-on form. It's accurate to 1/10 of a cent, so when you're in tune with this thing, you're properly in tune. The only downside, this comes with a cost of time. I find it takes quite a while to get into tune compared to something like the D'Addario Eclipse, which does a great job and is quick. So if you're the kind of guitarist that wants to be perfectly in tune for a recording situation, this is great, but I wouldn't use it as an everyday tuner. I'll also include in this list the Korg Sledgehammer Pro. It feels like a proper pedal tuner just clipped onto a guitar. It looks like it means business, because it does. The G7th Performance Capo, in my mind, is the perfect capo. You squeeze the pressure on, and it keeps your guitar in tune, so no more constant tweaks to the tuning once the capo's applied. Enough said. Having said that, if you don't like the more modern look of the G7th Performance Capo, you might want to give the Thalia Capo a try. You're not going to find a better looking capo on the market. The JHS Little Black Amp Box lets you crank your tube amp at home without blowing the windows out. It's a tiny box that makes your amp sound better instantly. This thing is magic. The JHS amp box sits in your effects loop and gives you cranked tones at bedroom volume. It's basically a passive attenuation control for your effects loop. It's super transparent, super useful, and stupidly affordable. The Vegatrem is basically like a Floyd Rose for your Stratocaster without fine tuners, locking nuts, or the extra faff associated with setting up a Floyd Rose. It's a direct drop-in replacement for your bridge whether you own a Strat or a Tele, and the tuning stability is incredible. The EBO uses a magnetic field to vibrate the string for you, so you can get infinite sustain without any noise or feedback. If you love ambient guitar, this will ruin you, but in a good way. The Tonewood amp gives your acoustic guitar real reverb and delay with no amp at all. It attaches magnetically to the back of the guitar and uses the body to create the effects. It genuinely feels like magic. The Focusrite Scarlett is the go-to beginner recording interface. Plug your guitar straight in, plug a mic in, and you're ready to record with great sound quality. It's a solid 2-in, 2-out interface with clean preamps, low latency, and everything you need to start recording guitar properly. If someone's talked about recording but never started, get them a Focusrite Scarlett. It's the easiest way to record guitar at home. If you're struggling for floor space and you want your studio to look like a proper guitar room, then the Hercules wall hangers are rock solid. They have this auto grip system that locks the guitar in as soon as you hang it. It's easily the safest way to store or display your guitar. This is one of those things guitarists never buy for themselves, but absolutely love it when they have it. A bar stool by one of your favorite guitar brands just makes your space feel like a real studio. The STUMAC S-Style kit is basically a complete Strat-style guitar in a box. The body is pre-routed and sanded, the neck is already fretted and ready to go, and you get all the hardware and electronics laid out for you, so you get the hands-on experience of actually building and finishing a guitar without needing specialist tools. It's a brilliant project for anyone who loves tinkering with their gear, or wants to understand guitars more deeply. And finally, if you want something that actually helps you improve on the guitar, I've got my complete guitar poster bundle. It's a set of 3 posters, the Ultimate Guitar Theory poster, the Ultimate Triads poster, and one for scales across the whole neck in all 5 positions. They're all designed to be clear, simple, and actually useful while you practice. What's more, they're digital downloads, so they make a great last-minute gift too. Head over to the Sam Jam Guitar merch store to download yours now. So that's the list. Check the links below, grab what you need, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Nice.
Oh, those charts. I've seen those charts before from you.
You have indeed. I've made some of those charts. I have some of those charts. I've found some of those charts. There's a lot of those because a lot of it comes down to what makes it make sense to you, like when you're looking at it, right? So
And it is helpful to have it like especially as a poster, like if it's
Yeah.
right there and you just reinforce your memory by seeing it.
Hmm. I want to say at least 5 of the things they mentioned there I have like within arm's reach. Like the Schaller strap locks are on the SG. Like that's one of the things I definitely love. Those they lock the strap right on there, no problem. Never had to worry about it. The Hercules grips they're talking about. That's what these are right here. This is a stand that holds 3 guitars. So there's this one that you see here, and then there's also
Oh, you got one of the fancy ones.
yeah, and it has the other 2 on the side there, and all 3 can have the lock right into the grip there. So solid. I like that too. The G7 capo, the like all of that.
Well, he did
The
seem
tuners.
to prefer that G7
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like, nice that he gave some alternates, but you could tell he was, I like this one.
yeah. And that alternate one, that is really about the look of it, because like that one, if you have your signature color, like if everything is all about your blue guitar and your blue this and that, and you can get this capo with this really cool looking blue look to it. That's the main idea, but it's also an excellent capo. The main idea is that they've come a long way from what it used to be, a rubber band holding like a pencil across
Yeah.
the neck.
Yeah.
It's no longer something crazy like that.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the EBO is still in that list of useful, because you really can have a lot of fun with that. I've seen some guitarists who have done some creative things with that little knick-knack.
Hmm. I really like the one, the little black box that you can basically use as an attenuator for your pedals.
Oh, I
'Cause
thought
I
you were
know
talking about the
several.
acoustic
That's cool too.
amplifier, because
Yeah,
that one I was like, man, I wish everybody who had an acoustic got one of those.
the one that attaches magnetically. I saw that once before, and I was like, "That's awesome," because it doesn't require modifications in the guitar either,
Yeah.
because it just hangs on there like that. But the little box that can, basically turn your guitar down, because so many guitarists they get the volume or they get the tone they want, but the only way they can get that tone is if they're playing at this volume, and this
Yeah.
little box can keep that tone, but bring it down to a reasonable room volume for when you're just hanging out in a room.
Yeah, yeah, I think every suggestion he had there would please a guitarist. That starter kit, again,
Yeah.
if you have a new guitarist who's like really starting out,
Mhm.
some of those really are like a godsend for beginning guitarist there.
Yeah, and that Scarlet one with basically the whole home studio setup,
Yeah.
all right there.
Yeah, if you're a really good Santa and you hook them up with something like that, it's useful for
Nice.
multiple things, not just guitarists.
That's right. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Come Sam
yeah.
Jam.
If Santa was a guitarist, that's what he would be saying.
That's right. Good stuff.
Now we're going to go over to @BoBeats to get some other gift suggestions. In this case, from well, yeah, 17 great gift ideas for synth lovers and music producers. So we didn't forget the rest of the musicians out there. This is @BoBeats, channel that I've brought over to our Talkin Shhh I.T subscription. So now we're going to start seeing more of him.
Nice.
And I appreciate the channel over on my YouTube. That's how I found this in the first place.
Definitely.
And he does cover a lot of synthesizer and music production gear. That's why I've been following him.
Very cool.
But with this one, I couldn't help but like see some of these suggestions and things that he's going to throw out, and some cheap and practical in some cases, which like musicians can be tough to shop for. Sometimes it's over $100, and it
Like,
depends on the musician.
Yeah, and like if someone just say, "Oh, well, they're a guitarist, so I'll just buy them a guitar," it's like you would need to know
Yeah.
what guitar they want, and like if they always talked about how much they wanted this guitar or that guitar, and even then, it's still a very specific thing. You would want to involve them in the process of getting the guitar.
I almost included a complimentary video that was gifts that guitarists don't necessarily like, and that's actually like right on the forefront of it is, strangely enough, don't buy them the guitar unless like that's the guitar guitar that they want.
Exactly.
At that level of gift giving, which is awesome, you
Mhm.
definitely want to check with the musician.
Exactly.
But if you get me any of these, I'd be happy.
Happy Tony.
Yeah, let's see what would make me happy.
Buying a gift for a partner, family member, or a friend isn't always that easy, especially when they are synth nerds or music producers. Every year I put together a Christmas gift guide to help you find something unexpected for that special someone. And go ahead and share this video with a partner, a family member, or a parent, because you're not here buying presents for yourself, right? A theme in this year's video will be products that are going to improve what's already in the studio, and there will also be a special guest that will showcase a really cool and unique instrument. That's cool. And if you live in an EU country and you want a chance to win some amazing synthesizers, you should check out today's sponsor, the music store SYNTH. You have the chance to win a Swenergizer Eurorack filter, a Dreadbox Raindrops, Dreadbox Darkness, or a Dreadbox Typhoon. So it's a massive giveaway, and all you have to do is go and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. My number one gift suggestion this year requires you to do a little bit of sneaking into the recipient's studio. What are there on the walls? Is there nothing on the walls? Is there egg crates, foam tiles? If there's no thick rectangular thingies on the walls, you should buy that special someone absorbers. They should not be made out of foam, as foam generally speaking has pretty bad acoustic properties. Instead, you want something like this. These are usually made with a wood frame and some sort of high density insulation material inside. If you're just a tiny bit handy, you can fairly easily make them yourself. Just build a wooden frame, fill it with insulation, maybe some plastic around it so no material gets loose in the air, maybe some fabric around that. There are plenty of great tutorials on this online. If you want to get something that isn't just affordable but also a piece of history, get your friend or family member a theremin. It's a synth from the 1920s, and this one from Stylophone is actually really inexpensive for what you're getting. And it's also a really fun synth to just play around with, but don't expect to make any full songs with it. The Launch Control XL is probably the most affordable MIDI controller out there, and the best part with the new Mark II unit is that it now supports both MIDI over USB and DIN MIDI. It actually has 3 MIDI ports. This means that you can connect it to a computer and control music software, as well as connect it to hardware synthesizers and samplers. Here's a super affordable gift idea, headphones hangers. I use them all over the studio and in my home office, and they just attach to a table and you can put your headphones there. Super useful. Modular synths are synths where you connect the individual parts of a synthesizer together yourself. And modular can get expensive fast. Enter AE Modular. It's a modular synthesizer system, but affordable. And getting a small modular system as a Christmas gift is equivalent to getting that Lego box that you always wanted as a kid. And I'm happy to say that a lot has happened since I first reviewed AE Modular back in 2019. There's new sturdy black front panels, there's new metal cases which allows for inserting modules without a screw. They're called quick swap cases. And there's also a new micro module format, think like 1U for Eurorack, but instead for AE Modular. And they have also developed their own IMDI, which is like internal MIDI, but for modular. And my suggestion is to buy either a complete AE Modular synth, there are a couple on their website, or something like this. Here we have a case, we have a master module, it handles MIDI in and out for one voice, and you also have audio I/O, and then you add on an oscillator, a filter, and then you add on the modulators, which is envelope, LFO, we got VCA, and this is basically an entire synth, and you can then add more modules as you grow your system. And earlier this year I actually got a present myself from my friend Lina, or as you might know her, LNA Does Audio. And this is her book Creative Confidence and Music Production, and it's actually a really good read and could be a great present for yourself or for somebody else. If you are here looking for budget-friendly synthesizers, there are actually 5 brands of synths that I would look at. Firstly, we have the Korg Volcas. They range from synthesizers to drum machines to sample players, and they're priced around $150. They are battery powered, and they're actually built like small tanks. Then we have the Teenage Engineering Pocket Operators, which range from arcade-like synthesizers to samplers and groove boxes, and they come in around $90 each. Roland also has a budget-friendly line of synths, and they're slightly more expensive, around $190, and all of the units have built-in batteries, and they can also be connected together to create like a little DAW synth setup, which is surprisingly fun. Then there's the Behringer Minisynth series, which I have personally little experience with, but the guys at my local synth meetup actually recommend them, and they're quite affordable at around $100 each. And last but not least, if you're looking for affordable synths, we have the Sonicwire Liven series, which range from synthesizers to samplers. And I'm not a fan of every single model, but the Ambient O or Ambient Ö, as we'd say it in Swedish, and the Lo-Fi 12 are 2 of my absolute favorites. The next gift that I want to showcase here today is actually by a friend of mine,
Tobias.
And you are here to show us something that you have invented.
Yes, indeed, Bo, and thank you for having me. I'm here to show you the tabletop humbucker. So it's a humbucker in a desktop format, a pair of pincers,
That's nice.
Yeah. It can bring you back to the days when you were a kid and you were a happy explorer, not knowing what to expect.
Really satisfying.
It is. It's a magnetic pickup, so it works with all metals that are magnetic.
So you can add in some reverb?
Absolutely.
Ooh, nice.
Spinning things is awesome.
Ooh. I'm gonna get a bowl. That's cool. That's clever.
It is. Now we have a big playing surface. I really like your channel, but I'm a bit disappointed. There's not enough eating of the Bob eating channel.
Beautiful. And last year, I recommended buying tickets to one of the many synth events around the world. For example, KnobCon or Superbooth, or maybe SynthFest in the UK or France. And I promise you, taking a loved one to a synth event, it's a fantastic gift. Another series of mini synths that I want to recommend are the Castle synthesizers and effects units. Bastel just released the Castle 2 Alchemist, and just like with the other Castle models, it's all about patching together crazy sounds. And if you'd rather have something sample-based, you can get the Castle 2 Wavebard. Or you could get the Effects Wizard, which is a really good gift because it works with basically any synthesizers. Sometimes you want to change up how your sampler looks, and if you want to do that, go and check out X-Power's designs that have a lot of different knobs and magnetic faceplates and skins for your gear. Chances are that your family member, partner or friend has studio monitors. They often look something like this. And chances are that you haven't given them the acoustic panels that I talked about earlier in the video. Let's be honest, you haven't given them any acoustic panels. Regardless, I think that some way of calibrating the studio speakers make for a great gift. IQ Multimedia and SonarWorks both offer solutions to this problem. Both include measurement microphones that you can use to measure the room frequency response, and then you use that to apply room correction to your speakers. The benefit of IQ Multimedia's Arc Studio solution is that you don't need to have software running all the time on the computer. You basically save a preset to the little box and then use that between the audio interface and the speakers. And room correction does make a huge difference in terms of sound, even if you have some acoustic treatment like I do in my studio. So it's a good gift that improves what somebody already got in their studio. There are a few truths in life, but one is that everyone needs a good MIDI keyboard, and the KeyStep 37 or the newer KeyStep Mark II are all fantastic MIDI keyboards for a hardware synth setup. And the new KeyStep Mark II actually has really cool generative functions for coming up with sequences, as well as the ability to save sequences, which the older models didn't have. If you're looking for an ECW and a not so expensive gift, you should get a patch bay, because everyone needs a patch bay. DF Audio is a company that I personally like, and they make several different patch bays. There's, for example, the big one, the mini bay with 40 patch points and normaling. They also have a smaller patch bay called Patchwork with 24 patch points and no normaling. And then there's their new Nano U, which isn't really a patch bay, it's more of a utility box, which works really well with Eurorack or semi-modular synthesizers. It can boost signals, attenuate, turn audio into CV, and it can then be used as an envelope follower and more. A synth studio often requires quite a few MIDI devices, and CME Pro is a brand that makes all kinds of MIDI utility devices. They are perhaps most known for their Bluetooth MIDI devices that you can use for wireless MIDI connectivity, and they actually do work pretty well with low latency. But they also have this USB MIDI interface if you need a simple way of connecting MIDI devices to your computer. They also have this, the H2 MIDI Pro, which is a USB MIDI host. It's a way to connect devices which has USB MIDI to devices with DIN MIDI, and it can also be expanded by connecting a USB hub to it for connecting more USB MIDI devices. They are also soon releasing their H12 MIDI Pro, which is a tiny MIDI interface with 6 TRS MIDI in and out ports and 6 USB MIDI ports. Now, while this device won't be ready to ship in time for Christmas this year, it could be worth checking out, especially if you're watching this video at a later point in the future. If your family member or partner or friend has a lot of headphones, IQ Multimedia also offers this little thing here. It's a portable battery-powered box that corrects the frequency response of your headphones, and it works just as well for studio use as for hi-fi listening situations. Just plug in your headphones, load up the preset, and then the box corrects the frequency response. And I think that this is just one of those gifts that you can't go wrong with, because it enhances what is already in the studio. And one of the easiest and least expensive gifts that you can give someone is a deck saver. It's a piece of plastic that you put on the gear in order to protect it. So just look what kind of gear somebody has in their studio and find the deck saver for that piece of gear. Couldn't be easier. So those were all the gift suggestions that I have for you today. But if you didn't find what you were looking for, please check out Unts. It's a music store. They're a channel sponsor. They're a great place to look for interesting gifts because they have all of these unique and interesting synthesizers. So go and check them out, linked in the description. While you're down there, you can also check out previous year's episodes, because I've been making these Synth Gifts episodes for a number of years now. I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, I'm not sure. But all of the episodes are linked in the description. So go and check them out if you didn't find what you were looking for in today's video. And as always, I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.
I will be checking that out.
Boots and pants.
Yeah, that definitely has some toys in there. I would love to get that Arc headphone one. We looked at that a few episodes back, and
Mhm.
for what it does, I mean, it's priced accordingly to like really improve headphone experience.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, as much time as somebody like me, like I spend so much time in headphones that sometimes I don't even notice that I'm wearing them. Like
Yeah.
I'll have to like sit there and think for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, they're there.
I
Like,
spend more time with them than without them.
yeah, exactly. And you really do get used to it. And like, if there's nothing playing for a minute, like it gets a little quiet and you're just relaxing, and then something comes on, you're like, ah, you forget that it's like right in your head already.
Yeah, and he did give some great synth recommendations, but I especially liked on the sound production side, sound reinforcement, and some of the toys there. We also looked at one of those earlier this year that to measure like
Mhm.
where the best place to place things like speakers and um, awesome gift if you have like a loved one who gets you one of those, or that sound reinforcement for the room. That's another thing that like you definitely would have a loved one love you more if you hook them up with some of that.
Oh yeah. And that's one where like I save egg cartons and things like that to be able to put on a studio wall. I mean, it wouldn't look professional at all, but it's one of those things that if it is too noisy, it's something that you can
Oh,
use to.
I've MacGyvered a band room more
Mhm.
than once myself.
Yep. Whatever works.
Yeah, and his suggestion on like getting a ticket to a synth event. Take me to a synth event. I would love you.
Was one of them called KnobCon or KnobFest?
Yeah, NobCon. It sounds like my kind of festival.
Nice.
Yeah, great tips there. Great suggestions. I wish you were Santa Claus, Bo.
Oh, oh, oh.
No, Bo.
Bo, bo, bo.
At Bo Beats.
Mhm. All right.
So now we're going to slide over to some software, specifically the software we're probably all running software under. And this one's coming from at Jorai Laurencio. And he is really keeping up with Windows 12. And I know he's been waiting and waiting as Microsoft has delayed and delayed and pushed. Um, but he's keeping at it, and with this one, he's going to be showing us. Windows 12 has arrived. I mean, it's not officially out yet. It's still, in beta mode and getting it to the early developers first. But the features and the things that are coming with it are no longer a secret. And he's going to show us like what to expect with this new version of Windows.
Mhm. Nice.
And I really do hope it ups the game from 11. 11 to me was not a game changer in some ways. Like I felt like I was going backwards with 11. I hope 12 continues the tradition of moving forward.
Mhm. And I think operating systems are kind of like as a thing, again, the whole drilling down through menus and all that. We're trying to get away from that and get to where it knows where you're trying to get to within a few clicks, to be able to get you where you're trying to go.
Well, and from the sounds of it, you may not be clicking at all in in the future. You may be talking to your computer. So
Yep.
going to be interesting to see how this all comes together, and then to see how the other competing operating systems, competition is the best thing here. Like,
Yep. And I mean, it all kind of started from all of them, stealing the same stuff together,
yeah,
as far as, from Xerox and all that. So,
yeah. And one thing I found interesting with this one, it also, Microsoft they've been trying to get into the hardware game with their Surfaces and trying to make equipment that complements their operating systems, which is good. I mean, we've actually had a couple of Surfaces in this house. My mom is the one who really enjoys that, and some of these features are designed to really work with their hardware approach as well. So you might be in for some surprises.
Mm-hmm. Software surprise.
The world of personal computing stands on the brink of its most significant shift in decades, and the whispers about what comes next have finally turned into a roar that no enthusiast can ignore. For years, the operating system that powers billions of machines has remained largely familiar, sticking to a design language we all know by heart. But reports now indicate that Microsoft is ready to break that mold entirely with the next major evolution of Windows. While the company has not yet officially released this new version to the public, the leaks, prototypes, and insider information paint a vivid picture of a future that looks, feels, and acts very different from the computer you are using today. The first thing you will likely notice about this expected update is the visual transformation. For over 30 years, the taskbar has been anchored to the bottom of the screen, acting as a solid shelf for your open programs. Evidence suggests this is about to change. The new interface is expected to feature a floating taskbar. Instead of a gray bar that stretches from the left edge to the right edge, imagine a smaller rounded island of icons that hovers just above the bottom of the display. It looks less like a traditional tool and more like a dock you might see on a mobile device or a competing operating system. This change is not just about style. It is designed to separate the user interface from the screen borders, making the experience feel lighter and more fluid. This visual shakeup likely extends to the top of the screen as well. In current versions of Windows, your clock, battery life, and Wi-Fi signals are tucked away in the bottom corner. The new design is expected to move these vital details to a top bar that runs across the upper edge of your monitor. This would leave the bottom area strictly for your apps, creating a cleaner, less cluttered workspace. It is a layout that mimics the smartphones we use every day, suggesting that Microsoft wants to make moving between your phone and your computer feel completely natural. But the cosmetic changes are merely the surface. The real revolution is happening inside the machine, driven by artificial intelligence. You may have seen AI assistants before, but they often feel like separate programs you have to open and talk to. The next version of Windows is expected to weave this intelligence directly into the fabric of the system. It will likely not be an app you click on. It will be a layer that sits underneath everything you do. Imagine you are looking at a messy desktop full of files. In the past, you had to sort them yourself. The new system is expected to understand what those files are just by looking at them. It could automatically group your photos, work documents, and receipts into neat piles without you lifting a finger. If you are writing an email to a boss, the system might offer to change your tone to be more professional, not because you asked a chatbot, but because the text box itself is smart enough to help. This concept is called context awareness. The computer will no longer just wait for your commands. It will try to predict what you need based on what is on your screen. To make this level of intelligence possible, the hardware requirements for computers are expected to rise significantly. This is perhaps the most controversial aspect of the upcoming changes. Traditional computer processors are good at math and logic, but they are not efficient at the heavy thinking required for artificial intelligence. Therefore, it is widely believed that the full experience of the new Windows will require a special piece of hardware called a Neural Processing Unit, or NPU. This chip is built specifically to handle AI tasks. If your current computer is more than a few years old, it likely does not have this chip. This means that when the new operating system arrives, many existing machines might not be able to use the advanced features, or they might not be able to upgrade at all. We saw a similar situation when Windows 11 required specific security chips, leaving perfectly good computers behind. It appears this history is about to repeat itself, but this time, the reason is the demand for smart processing power. The industry is moving toward a standard where a computer is not considered modern unless it can think for itself, locally, without always sending data to the internet. This brings us to another major expected shift, the architecture of the system itself. For decades, Windows has been built in a way where the system files and the user's data are somewhat mixed together. This is why installing updates can take so long, and why one bad program can sometimes crash the whole machine. The The new version is rumored to introduce a design called Core PC. Think of this as separating the house from the furniture. In this new design, the operating system lives in a locked, read-only section of the drive. This means viruses and accidental user errors cannot easily touch the core files that make the computer run. It also means that updates could happen in the background, almost instantly, because the system just swaps out the locked section for a new one without disturbing your personal files. This is how mobile phones handle updates, and bringing this technology to the desktop would be a massive improvement in stability and security. It would make the computer harder to break and much faster to fix if something does go wrong. Gaming is another area where we expect to see substantial improvements. The integration of AI isn't just for work. It can also be used to make games run smoother. There are rumors of a feature that uses the NPU to upscale graphics in real time. This means your computer could draw a game at a lower resolution, which is easier for the hardware, and then use AI to make it look sharp and high definition instantly. This technology exists in some expensive graphics cards today, but building it directly into the operating system would make it available to everyone with a compatible chip. It could allow thinner, lighter laptops to play heavy games without overheating. The focus on hybrid computing is another key pillar of this expected release. Microsoft has been building massive cloud servers for years, and the new Windows is likely designed to bridge the gap between your local PC and that cloud power. If you are doing a task that is too heavy for your computer, like editing a massive video file, the operating system might seamlessly offload that work to the cloud and send the finished result back to you. You might not even notice it happening. This concept blurs the line between owning a powerful computer and simply renting power from the internet. It suggests a future where your physical device matters less than your internet connection. When this software finally lands on devices, it will challenge us to learn new habits. We will have to get used to looking at the top of the screen for the time. We will have to learn to trust the system to sort our files. We will have to accept that our old laptops might need to be replaced to join this new world. It is a heavy cost, but the promise is a machine that feels less like a complex engine and more like a helpful partner. The future of Windows is not just about opening windows anymore. It is about the view through them becoming clearer, faster, and smarter than we ever imagined. This transition will not happen overnight. It is expected that the rollout will be gradual, with early adopters testing the waters before businesses and schools make the switch. But the writing is on the wall. The operating system that defined the digital age is shedding its skin. Whether you are an enthusiast eager for the latest tech or a casual user just wanting to check email, the changes coming are going to reshape your digital life. The floating taskbar is just the first sign that the ground beneath our digital feet is moving, carrying us toward a future where the computer knows what you want to do before you even click the mouse.
Predictive computing.
Great coverage, Uri. He brought up some interesting points there. Now I do understand why they've been slowly getting to this and not rushing it. Just like with Windows 11, where certain security implementations in the hardware side that we see in the BIOSes now became a necessity in order to run that operating system. That AI chip that they're implementing is going to be an important thing going forward with these features. You're really not going to be able to like use your old hardware.
Yeah. And it does sound like it's going to be another whole round of obsolescence there for any machine that doesn't have a neural processing unit, which, you're asking for new features, you're asking for powerful things to happen from a local machine that might be getting older. So
in this case, I'm more in agreement than disagreement there. Like a lot of times when it comes to the obsolescence thing, and I'm more on the fence with certain things, but the GPU was one that like started to become a requirement as the UI got more advanced. These things are going to be kind of important and hopefully will revitalize hardware sales in a way that we haven't seen in a long time.
Mhm. Now, instead of making it where you literally can't install 12 on a machine that doesn't have a neural processing unit, it would be better if it was just, you could install it, but it just doesn't have any of those kinds of features enabled. It's still,
Yeah,
the shell still works the way it should.
and sometimes you can get away with that, just by limiting the features because you can't utilize that hardware. But
It sounds like the operating system itself, the whole interface design is kind of dependent on that. So, yeah.
yeah, and there are some interesting features that they're going for here. Clearly, Microsoft is trying to like merge the mobile and the desktop mentality in a way where you get the best of both worlds. So a lot of people have gotten comfortable with the mobile approach and the mobile mentality, and certain aspects of this are heading that way. And there's a reason why I still like to use my desktop and the workflow that I have there. So I hope it's a happy medium and I'm not forced into more of an environment that I prefer to stay away from.
Yeah. And again, I mean, it's not surprising to see the kind of the mobile and the desktop worlds kind of combining because they do see people's time split between the two. And the more they can blur that line and make it seamless to go back and forth, the more they're not losing market share to the other.
Yeah. The other part of it that I thought was interesting in their approach is that that updating process,
Yeah.
something that everybody bitches about since Windows started doing updates way back with XP. Um, I really haven't liked the way Windows 11, because I always like to control my updates. Like I don't want automatic updates. I want to know when an update happens because if something weird happens afterwards, uh, it's not so much for my equipment. Like I'm happy to do it manually, and if I have to troubleshoot it afterwards, it's my own equipment. When you're dealing with clients or parents and you're the one taking care of their computer and things, and they call one day and like, I don't know what happened. I just rebooted the computer and now everything's weird and not working. A lot of times it was because of a forced update that they weren't aware that it happened, but us as the techs are like, oh, geez, did you get this last service pack release? And that's probably why. And
Or it could even be that they just hadn't rebooted, in a year and a half since the last time they got a major update. And
yeah,
so when they did, it went into all the updates all at once.
yeah, that's the other. And, sometimes there's something to be said to not rebooting a lot. And other times, yeah, it's better that they actually shut down every night and like I know I've had machines that I didn't reboot for years. I mean, I did, but at the same time, they were always on.
Yeah. It'd be like a once a month or, a couple times a year, on its birthday,
Yeah,
is when it gets a reboot.
yeah, and that predictive thinking from the AI side of it, and like, oh, you should organize this way, and let's keep your desktop like free of clutter. I mean, granted, I love the idea because I've seen desktops from hell, but um, I'm already organized. So I don't know if I would appreciate that as much if it starts to get in the way of my own organizing. Hopefully, it's smart enough to learn and realize like this is how I organize my files and not try to become that annoying cleaning lady that comes in and starts moving my shit all around the room.
Yeah. For me, I've already fully adjusted to the having nothing on the desktop. I just like, an
Yeah.
image in the desktop that changes randomly, over time and, look up and, minimize your game or whatever app you're using and boom, nothing.
I don't even show my desktop icons. I
Yeah,
stopped doing
exactly.
that back with Windows 7 when the taskbar had the little feature to add little menus down to the taskbar.
Oh, yeah.
The desktop is a menu,
Yeah,
and if you
that's what I
put
used to
it
do.
down at the taskbar, I can see everything in it with one click without having to look at the mess hiding behind my windows.
And considering how few or the low number of applications that I use on my computer on a daily basis, like I just basically pinned everything down there, and anything I want to launch is just I hit it when I want it.
Yeah,
And
that's just it. Like, the taskbar, at least with the pre-Windows 11, the taskbar gave me enough space to put my 7 to 10 constant running programs that I always need to launch right there in the taskbar. With the Windows 11 approach, they're trying to look more like a Mac, and that whole centered smaller taskbar is part of the reason why I couldn't stand 11 when it came out. Plus, at first, you couldn't even really move that taskbar is limited. At least with Windows 10, I can stick the taskbar to the side or put it on the top, which is not usually where I wanted the taskbar. I've had my taskbars in every corner. I've tried them in every corner. I did for a while. Left was
I
actually
hate this taskbars on the sides. I think they look ridiculous on the sides.
there was a time, especially when I started getting into multi monitors, where it became useful, and you can actually get more. If I had a lot of pinned programs, the left was useful, but I eventually went back to the bottom just because, having to deal with different machines, and once you start programming your brain that way and you're working on a machine that's not that way, it starts to confuse you.
I remember this going way back, but Norton Desktop going way back, was
Yeah.
like, getting used to, putting things where you want them, and just, the ability to customize things and make your own menus, make things launch where you want them. I was doing that with, batch files way back when, just to make it easy for myself. So I can just hit a couple keys and make something happen. I made batch files for common misspellings, because there were certain things that I would misspell all the time when I'm trying to write a certain command. I did it so many times the wrong way that one day I said, you know what? I just wrote a little batch file with that name. And then, okay, anytime I say dir W, DIRW, it means
Yep.
dir/W. And so somebody
Yep.
sees you typed it wrong, and it worked anyway. And they're like, wait, what? I was
I,
like, yeah, it happened wrong enough times to fix it.
I still utilize a couple of batch files when I want to do mass conversions. Like sometimes I have to convert like a whole bunch of files to a different format, and I've got a couple of batch files where put that batch file in that folder, and it'll take everything in that folder and convert them without having to go one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Early batch processing.
Yeah. I kind of miss those days. There are certain things that the command prompt was powerful, but we've come a long way.
Yep.
And hopefully with this Windows, it'll be more innovation and not just a graphical upgrade, which is what I feel 11 for the most part has been, and them forcing that security requirement, because when it's a corporate machine and you're dealing with the clients, some of those things can be useful when you really want to lock down the machine and you don't want the user to screw things up. But if you're one of us, some of that can get in the way, especially when it's at the BIOS level. And I don't want my machine to control me. I need to control my machine.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, great coverage, Jorai. I'll be keeping an eye on you for Windows 12. You're doing an awesome job there. And to look at the counter side of Windows 12, because you notice they were definitely, Microsoft is trying more and more to incorporate those OS 10, which is no longer OS 10, but the Mac OS approach and putting things up at the top the way that you see over there, and some of the aesthetic designs that Apple does with their interface, you can see like how Microsoft is taking a lesson from the Apple side of things, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of it, I don't mind it working more that way. And some of it is smarter. A few things I don't care for, like the minimize, maximize, close approach. That always pissed me off because if you're on Windows and your buttons are over here and they're colored, it's not like you see the little minimize icon. I always felt like the control of the windows, Apple was confusing. And why they chose to put them where they did, I think was just to be different, not necessarily because it made more sense.
Well, it's not necessarily just to be different. A lot of times it's just to not get sued. I mean, you can't have it be the same in both places. It's kind of like we talked about with the controllers for the Xbox and the PlayStation and the thumbsticks being in different locations. Not because it made sense, but because if they did it the other way, it was going to be a big bad lawsuit, most likely.
But when it comes to setting standards, especially when it UI standards, I would hope that the courts and the lawsuits, they understand the importance of consistency for standards more so than aesthetic designs. Certain things like where buttons are in an operating system shouldn't be a lawsuit.
Well, the question is, did somebody patent it? Did somebody patent a button being here looking like this? And if they did and somebody else tried to do it, that's
and should they be able to patent something like that? That'd be like saying I'm going to patent a deck of cards, and it's not going to be, you can't use hearts and clubs and diamonds. You can have a different deck of cards from a different brand, but if they're going to follow the standards, then there's going to be clubs, there's going to be diamonds.
Is it going to be 52 cards? Are they going to be
hearts.
ace through queen? I mean, there are certain things that make it a deck of cards that need to make it, that need to be there. But yes, when it comes to design, everything, has to be a little different when they have competing things because it can't all be the same. Otherwise, there would be lawsuits for sure.
Yeah, well, and the things that need to be different versus the things that make a standard versus the things that are not necessarily like industry standards would be what I hope they pay attention to. Oh, roast tech battles and sees, yes, Sam Time. He is the king of roasting tech, and he does a great job of it. He comes from Apple, so like they think different, and he's got a great sense of humor. So the way that he looks at the tech coming from his side always makes me laugh. Ever since we found his channel, looking at the Steam stuff, I've been going through all these different things he covers, and it shows me the funnier side of these situations. I don't have to take some of this tech situation like so serious, like, oh my God, this is going to be bad, or this is going to screw things up. He actually reminds me that it's not so serious.
Yep. At the end of the day.
Yep. And his tagline, Sam Time is probably the only channel on the internet not smelling the farts of the big tech companies.
All right.
And he does cover a lot of the different gear that's out there. So at Sam Time is going to be giving us the perspective of Apple as they reacted to the leaked Windows 12 earlier this year.
All right.
Okay, so this is Windows 12, is it? Well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try another 12 times. See what happens. Hi there, I'm Sam Tucker from Apple. And you may have seen recently some leaks about Microsoft's upcoming Windows 12 operating system, which looks a bit better than before. But you know, you can polish a turd all day, but it still comes from an arse. And so we thought we'd help Microsoft out and show them what Windows 12 would look like if we designed it. Okay, starting with the name, the current code name for Windows 12 is Hudson Valley. Ooh, which is a bit insensitive, Microsoft, come on. Let a plane be the worst thing that crashed in the Hudson. You know, we used to name our OSs after cats. And so, I think we'll name their OS after a dog. Bill Gates. I mean, did you know that that man basically stole our whole graphical user interface? Well, after we stole it from Xerox, who really should have been the best at copying, but anyway, that whole affair really pissed off our founder and CEO, Ashton Kutcher, and he broke the first Apple phone, and hence Windows Bulldog. Next, looking at installation, I noticed that with Windows, they want you to sign up to an Office subscription, OneDrive, Xbox, all of these things. Well, here at Apple, we do things a little bit differently. See, rather than continually bugging people to give us more money, we just take it all from the start. Makes things way easier. Alright, we're at the desktop now, and I hear Windows has a lot of AI built into it. There's Windows Copilot, Email Copilot, Bing Copilot, which is a little bit sad because if you need help binging, then well, maybe you shouldn't have a computer. Oh look, they've even got AI in Word now. That's just too much. You know, I think rather than charging people to use an Office suite, maybe Microsoft should offer a free, less powerful and capable version of Word and call it Pages. Widgets might be coming to the home screen. Well, where have I seen that before? Windows Vista. It does look a bit better than Vista though. Might be due to the AI upscaling that's apparently going to be built in. Well, smart move. You know, at Apple, we actually used AI downscaling to make our products look uglier. In fact, I think Tesla uses the same system. Looks like it runs on germanium. Ooh, we actually have some roots there. Because did you know that our founder and CEO is actually Michael Fassbender? Didn't always get along with people though. I remember he had quite a heated argument with our jolly co-founder, Seth Rogen. So I'm just saying, if you base your OS on that, it might be a little incompatible. Which is actually very Apple. The all-new Windows 12. It will be beautiful. On the inside.
Subscribe today.
Ooh, well, let's put that to sleep, or hibernate, or compost crushing machine, please. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like tech videos, why not subscribe to the channel and let's hit the big 300,000 subby wubbies. We're so close. Thanks.
Oh, hook him up with some subby wubbies.
Subby wubby time.
Oh, you see what I mean about like not taking tech too serious. Even when he's talking about Apple, he's realistic and he can even find humor in their approach at times because like Xerox should have been the king of duplicating.
Exactly. And again, it essentially it all came down from that, and it was a matter of who stole it first, packaged it best, and all that kind of thing. So it's an interesting story. So that whole movie is a very interesting story.
Yeah, I've actually watched several different ones. I mean, the Pirates of Silicon Valley is my favorite. But seeing it from the Ashton Kutcher movie and some of the other ones, the story doesn't change. It is pretty consistent, and yes, they were copying each other. Stealing it is a strong word when you're talking building graphical interfaces at that time. I mean, anybody who tried to build a graphical interface technically was stealing an idea, how they implemented it, and whether code was part of the process, which probably was with Microsoft.
And not knowing that it was going to be, in every single house, on every single business meeting. I mean, the interface went everywhere, right? So I mean, when it first came out, it was, it's a a novelty. Somebody's going to have one here, somebody's going to have one there, but it's not everywhere.
Yeah. A
But now
lot
it's
of
everywhere.
the big tech companies like IBM thought like, this is stupid. Nobody's gonna want this, and
Yeah. Well, Xerox, I mean, they had the
Yeah.
ideas. They had it sitting right there. They had the full mock-up, with a mouse control and all that. And, the other guys come in, they look at it like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then selling DOS before they owned it. That was a whole,
Oh,
a
yeah,
whole, a
well,
whole
and
another thing.
yeah, that's another one that like Bill. I mean, some see it as slick, slick business to do it at that time. Others see it as shady business. So it depends on who you believe there.
Yeah. A lot of perspective question there.
Yeah, yeah.
But thanks,
I
Sam
mean,
Time.
the one thing we can all appreciate is that all of this innovation from every company and everything that we've come to might not have gotten to where we're at without some of these things happening, some of this innovation. So,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Competition drives innovation.
yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Sam, for the laugh and the reminder of what we are dealing with.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I'm gonna have to check out that Google Quantum AI video he's got there.
Nice.
Love to know his thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
So now to take a kind of look back and a look forward at a piece of software that I really did use and love throughout the 90s, even going into the early 2000s. Band in a Box was one of those musical tools, software that any budding musician could find use in. It gave you accompaniment and things that like sometimes you had to go buy a Casio or like a keyboard that had the kinds of features. It brought a lot of those features from that into software that you could utilize with any keyboard. And I definitely loved it for putting together rhythm and getting that like basic accompaniment that I would sometimes need from guitar back then.
Yeah.
Very difficult to pull off with a keyboard, but the way that they approached it made it very useful and powerful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And as I said, I had friends who definitely swore by Band in a Box back then.
Yeah, I know a few who still have been using it. They've stuck with it all through the years. I kind of fell off in the early 2000s. I mean, I took a break from music first of all, which didn't help, but I was also shifting the DAW where I was going there, shifting equipment. Some of the features that I used to utilize with Band in the Box was now built into my keyboards, and I shied away from it, but now seeing how they're bringing AI in, they've revamped the UI, and it's looking like this is going to be worth taking a new fresh look for me at.
Very cool.
And we're getting it right from the source at PG Music Inc. They are pioneers.
All right.
Yeah. This one is our Band in the Box 2026 for Windows. Everything you need to know in under 8 minutes. Keep it to the point.
Band in a Box 2026 for Windows is here. We've been busy and added over 100 new features, including a jaw-dropping, slick new user interface, incredible AI polyphonic audio to MIDI transcription and stem tools, an amazing new piano roll, enhanced tracks and mixer with great new features, and more. And we've added an incredible collection of new content, including 202 reel tracks and reel drums, MIDI super tracks, instrumental studies, songs with vocals, artist performance sets, new playable reel tracks, which allow you to customize the reel tracks and reel drums performances with the exact notes you want, new reel drum stems, X Pro Styles Pack 10, and Extra Styles Pack 21, new all MIDI styles. There's also a Reel Combos booster with new reel tracks and reel drums added to the Pro and Mega Pack, along with lots of new styles, including reel styles that are brand new for our Ultra Pack users, in addition to our Pro and Mega Pack users. We have bonus packs with 20 additional new reel tracks and other new content. So in total, an amazing 222 new reel tracks and reel drums are available. In addition, there are over 100 new reel styles that use the new reel tracks and reel drums. These include exciting new up-tempo soul horn section styles with a smoking hot rhythm section, blues galore with requested flat tire blues drums, great background acoustic blues soloing, and amazing electric blues with Reel Tracks favorite Johnny Hyland. We have requested yacht rock styles with that slick classic sound. We have requested modern pop styles. We have funky country guitar and more with Brent Mason. As well as great acoustic guitar from Brent with more of our producer acoustic layered guitars and lots of great acoustic soloing. We have new songwriter guitar styles, there are new pedal steel styles from steel great Doug Jernigan. New country pop styles with a Reel Tracks First, soloing with a TalkBox emulator. We have gospel organ, we have new soul jazz styles, including fast funky styles, as well as more mellow soul jazz styles. We have muted trumpet jazz soloing, as well as new brushes jazz drums. And lots more. And there are lots of major new features in Band in a Box 2026. The new modern look and GUI redesign includes toolbars, windows, workflow, and more. There's a multi-view where multiple windows and other elements can be layered on screen as panels without overlap. Many windows have been completely redesigned, including tracks, piano roll, and more. We have an amazing new AI Notes feature. This transcribes polyphonic audio to MIDI, so it can be viewed in notation or even played as MIDI. It can transcribe the entire file, all pitched instruments and all drums. Or it can transcribe individual instruments within the audio, drums, bass, guitars and piano, vocals. This uses an AI neural net to produce results that are accurate and sound very musical when played. Simply choose an audio file, MP3, M4A, WAV, etc., of your favorite band or pop song, and then choose the instruments that you want to transcribe and destination tracks for MIDI. You can get transcriptions of the instruments, bass, drums, guitars and piano, and vocals, which you can play as standalone tracks or view along with the audio of the song. This is a great way to learn new songs, as you can watch the parts play on piano, keyboard, or guitar fretboard. Any purchase of Band in a Box also includes the Band in a Box DAW plugin with new features for 2026, which can be used in the DAW of your choice, such as Pro Tools, Reaper, and many more. And we also have a brand new Android version of Band in a Box, allowing you to generate MIDI and reel styles on your device, included free with any purchase of Band in a Box 2026 for Windows. You're sure to love all the great new content and amazing new features in Band in a Box 2026 for Windows. But wait, there's more! If you order during our special, you can get even more great content with our Bonus 49 pack. You can add the Bonus 49 pack to your order during the special for just $49 and get 20 bonus unreleased reel tracks in addition to the 202 demoed earlier. And there are also new reel styles that use those bonus reel tracks. We have new reel drums with requested Purdy Shuffle styles, there are great Americana guitar styles from everyone's favorite Johnny Highland. And we also have Johnny on brand new chicken pickin' rhythm guitar styles. There are pop rap reel tracks with slick modern sounds. There are cool modern indie folk waltz styles. And we have dedicated cymbal fills reel drums, which are cymbal swells that occur at new sections, which are great when used with our other single instrument percussion reel drum styles. And in addition to the bonus reel tracks, there's also lots of great other content in the Bonus 49 pack. There are more Look Ma, More MIDI styles, which feature amazing synth master sounds. We also have new MIDI super tracks that also use the new synth master presets for some great modern pop styles. There are soul jazz guitar soloing instrumental studies, great for students and teachers. There is Reel Drum Stems Set 10, which gives you access to the original source stems from the Reel Drums recording sessions, which can be exported from Band in a Box, giving you complete control over your final mix. And there are more songs with vocals, which showcase amazing Band in a Box styles being used along with original songs, a great source of inspiration. You can learn more about the bonus 49 pack at pgmusic.com during the Ban in a Box 2026 for Windows special. Thanks for watching and have fun.
Nice.
Oh, that is special. I'm gonna get my chicken picking on.
Just watching the piano roll with the piano stuff and watching the guitar notes go by, like seeing the claws, like I could totally see like the E shape, the A shape, the minor here, major there, like it all jumps right out at you, and the soloing looks so easy when you see it in that way.
I figured you were gonna appreciate that multi-view where I love being able to see it from like the neck cab approach
Yep.
and the like keyboard approach or the notation, which I want to be able to view in notation to get better at
Yeah.
reading, and that can help with that.
Absolutely.
And they've added so many new features, and with these like style packs, some of those guitar approaches that they do there, I was thinking as I was watching it, there's different products that I now use for different things depending on keyboard or guitar approach. um, Drums, Easy Drummer, the Tune Track products. I think what appeals to me here is having all of that in one nice product, and now they've got the VST approach, so it can seamlessly work with whichever DAW I'm using. I think they're getting me back, Glenn.
I think they're getting me there too. I mean, just again, seeing the instructional value of that, like the jazz solo stuff, just watching, again, watching the guitar neck as that solo stuff's happening, it all makes so much sense, and it makes it, so I just want to pick up the guitar and like that line is that easy, and just and it just falls under your fingers all of a sudden.
Yeah, this was one of the first pieces of musical software that I ever bought, way back in the 90s. And to think in 2026, it still convinces me of its worthiness.
Well, the other one back then was Cakewalk that we had, and not for the same reason, but another
Yeah.
software that stood the test of that much time.
Cakewalk, you're right, actually was, and that was at the end of the 80s, but it was just a sequencer back then. And for MIDI tools, this was about it in the early days that was worth getting. And pgmusic.com. I'm going to peruse all these features and see what the special they have before the end of the year.
Yeah, even the just the tracks that we heard just now sounded way much more polished, like or way more polished than than what I remembered it being in the past. Like it sounded more in the past. To me, it just sounded more MIDI, in terms of
Mechanical.
mechanical. Yeah,
Yeah.
Where now it has much more. It sounds like there's more nuance. The different guitar playing styles, the Purdy shuffle, the different drum styles. I mean, that all sounded very legit.
Yeah, they're definitely incorporating some humanizing approaches to get the different MIDI parts to sound more human-like.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing. Great to see you're still going strong.
Absolutely.
Yes, I will be
And
back.
we will let you know how it works out when we get the software.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play around with it. See, what I like about this is, right now you've got a lot of musicians that are going the AI route, and unfortunately, when you have the AI generating the music for you, and for those who want to be able to make beats but they think they don't know how, or they want to incorporate instrument parts but they don't know how to play those instruments. This is a much safer approach where you're not going to be dealing with potential uh, um, copyright, being able to copyright your music like you might when you're dealing with the AI tools. They're incorporating AI into this, but it's a MIDI powered tool, and you're not going to deal with the same kinds of kickback on whether you can copyright this music. You can build your music this way, and nobody's gonna question that.
Hmm. Absolutely.
It's much safer than going to Suno or Udio or whatever.
Hmm. And it's a great practice tool as well.
Yeah, as far as the learning side of it, if I was a music educator, I would be utilizing this to help in some of that visualization.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, just even imagine, being able to take music that somebody says, "Hey, I want to learn whatever song." You can take it and you can, like they were saying in there, you can have it put that guitar line down for you. You can have it play it back. You can see it on the visualizer exactly what it's doing and be able to follow along with it. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah. The guitar is actually the one that for me right now I is appealing the most. I do have some guitar, we looked at Strum and
Yep.
a few other tools that help to make guitar a little easier for a keyboardist.
Hmm.
But what they're pulling off here with the guitar, especially some of that like country-ish and blues, that I wish I had that last summer when we were going through a couple of projects.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
that
you can get it
slide
now, and
guitar.
next year those projects will be all different.
Yeah, I'm gonna be chicken picking in 2026.
Bumper sticker for you. There you go.
Yeah. Now, for our last video, Sanjay always gets my attention when he's got a new video out. He covers the things that I love. He reviews them in such a way that like really shows the power of the equipment and whether it's going to be useful or a waste of money. And he's always honest about it. Um, this one caught my eye today, and it's the Dream at Sanjay C over on YouTube. And the video we're going to look at is a full wireless music studio. And will it work?
And we've had the debate over time with a lot of
Been
different people.
asking it. Yeah,
Yeah,
been
yeah.
asking it and asking it. And there have been times where it seemed like it's close. Some things had potential, but in order to get like a full studio, good controller, your computer, speakers, headphones, all the things that you normally would use wires to get it all to work with no latency or as little as possible because we're picky when we're hitting that button or that key. Like I need to hear it when I hit it. Who better than him to see if we're maybe getting there?
All right. Let's see
and
what we
and,
got.
one of the technologies that he's going to be showing here, it does take a somewhat proprietary wireless approach. I mean, it is based off of wireless technology that we know, but in order to get this kind of reality of a wireless studio, you do need to do some things to get that latency down, and he's gonna test it out. So we're gonna see if this is a reality.
All right.
Today, I'm building a complete music studio with no cables, no XLRs, no power cords, nothing. Just wireless monitors, headphones, a keyboard, MIDI controllers, a mic, and even a wireless pedal. Now, honestly, I have no idea whether this is gonna work or fail with all this running into one laptop. Now, at the end, I'm going to perform with this fully wireless studio to see if it can actually keep up or if latency destroys everything. Okay, so there is one company that has solved the wireless issue for both monitors and headphones. AI. Now, hold up. I know that Bluetooth headphones and speakers are out there, but they all have the same problem: latency. Latency is pretty much a fancy word for delay. And when you're making music, mixing, or trying to play your instrument in time with the music, latency will cause your timing to be off. So this company found a way to get latency down to 16 milliseconds. But we're not going to take their word for it. We're going to test out if it's actually usable. AI is sponsoring this video, but they're totally hands off with the content I'm making. Okay, so let's start with these studio monitors. So these are battery powered studio monitors, and you're supposed to get like 20 hours of playback from them. But they say they're still tuned like proper studio monitors, not like Bluetooth speakers. Okay, so where is the magic? How do these work? Well, it's actually this thing. This is AI's W plus Link Tech. Okay, so time out. This thing has a cable, I know, but this is gonna be it. And think of it this way. You can put these speakers anywhere, near, far, over on a desk while you're sitting on the sofa, no cables to string around the house. I think it's pretty clean and minimal. Now, are these usable with 16 milliseconds latency? Well, we're gonna put it to the test later. Whoa, decent bass from these. No wires, volume up and down. You've got some mode selector, so this can do Bluetooth as well. Now, they say that these are portable, and they even have this built-in carrying handle and a protective grill on this. Now, they're not extremely light, but on the wirelessness scale, I'm gonna give these a 9 out of 10. Well executed, and honestly, right now, there is no other solution for a wireless studio monitor. And hey, I think these are great if you're in an apartment or a shared space and maybe you have limited time somewhere. You can set up your music stuff and easily move it out later. Okay, so 9 out of 10, and they will get that extra 1 point if I can finger drum with them later in the video. Now, if you're gonna be moving around a lot, you might be better off with headphones. These are the AI TMA2 wireless headphones. They are studio headphones specifically designed for music producers, not casual listening. Now, these use the same W plus Link system as the Unit 4 studio monitors. These are delivering uncompressed audio, so up to 1500 kilobits per second. So how do they sound? Turn it on. Hey, cool. Ooh. All right, these are very detailed and decent bass too. I love the crispness of sound that is coming out of these things. These are very comfortable too, and they're extremely light, which is another benefit for a wireless studio. Now, you still got this little dongle thing. I don't know why it's bigger than the speaker one. Anyway, it does work extremely well, and the sound is fantastic. I'm super excited about these headphones, actually. These are great. Now, the nice thing about these is that you can also use them in Bluetooth mode, just like the speakers, if you're just listening to music, so you can use it without the dongle thing, and it makes the battery last longer. And if you have to take a conference call, there's even a built-in mic as well. Oh, I forgot to mention, these headphones are modular, so you can actually replace parts, and this thing comes off, and this thing comes off. I mean, totally modular headphones. I'd more likely use this as a permanent wireless studio solution. I think they are perfect for that. Score 10 out of 10 for a wireless studio headphone. The sound quality is really good. I'm gonna add links to everything from this wireless studio below, and if you're looking for these studio monitors or these headphones or any gear for your studio, you can find it on guitarcenter.com or at your local Guitar Center store. Whether you're a bedroom producer or ready for the stage, you can find what you need at great prices. They've got all the stuff you've seen me review, including studio monitors, audio interfaces, mics, software, and of course, instruments. It doesn't matter what your skill level or budget is, you'll find what you need on their site. I'll add a link to Guitar Center below the video, and let's get back to the wireless studio. What's next? Okay, so you've seen me playing on the Roly piano before on the channel, and I think this is one of the best options with low latency when it comes to keyboards that are wireless. I've tested the wireless capabilities of Roly products before, and they don't fail. Okay, so this one is the Roly Piano, and you can get a smaller version of this, the Piano M, as well, with the same wireless setup. You can just control any virtual instrument with this. But there's more expression with the way you play it. Press a key down further and it sounds different. wiggle it around, strike it differently. It all contributes to the expression of your playing. Now, this expression is built right into the keyboard, so even if you're working with the smaller Rolly Piano M, you still get all this expression. Now, in a mobile wireless studio, this is super easy to hook up and just start playing. It's got a rechargeable battery with 6 hours of playing time. It comes with its own plugins, or you can use your own sounds or your own plugins, of course. If you truly want to be wireless, I think this is the best way to go. Now, score-wise, 10 out of 10 for wirelessness, but keep in mind, this keyboard is gonna cost you because of those extra expression features. So you're getting a lot more than just a wireless MIDI keyboard with this. Okay, this thing is so cool. This is the Black BT Sussex pedal. By the way, mine is signed by A.R. Rahman. Can you believe that? Check it out, check it out. Signed. This pedal is completely wireless and does multiple things in one pedal. Now first, you can use this as a sustain pedal. I'm going to use my hand just so you can see it clearly here. Next, by repositioning your foot, I'm going to reposition my hand, you can use it as an expression pedal. So imagine controlling cutoff on a synth sound or the vibrato of a cello wirelessly, and you can use both without having to reach down and adjust anything or having two pedals. You just adjust your foot. Sustain. And now expression. Back to sustain. Now it does a lot more. It can also be used to modulate note triggers. There's a lot here, but honestly, just the sustain and expression combo sold me on this pedal. Now this isn't cheap, but it might be worth a look if you perform regularly. 8 out of 10, and I'm gonna put a link below if you wanna buy one of these. All right, let's do a little bit of mixing. This is the Korg Nano Key Studio. It's a MIDI controller. You've got some keys here that feel a little, I don't know, but it also gives you knobs and pads. So, does it work? So you've got these 8 knobs and they work well to control the mixer. You've also got the pads here, which are pretty decent for finger drumming. And you've got a lot of other buttons here that you could even MIDI map yourself, and a nice XY pad. I was hoping the build quality of this thing would be a little bit better. Now, as far as our wireless studio goals are here, I'd give this a 6 out of 10. If you don't want to spend the money on the Rolly keyboard, you have something that's kind of usable here, and the drum pads are nice, and you've got the knobs. All right, so what about the microphone? So I searched for a Bluetooth mic and a condenser mic if I could find one, and I did. This is the Maono wireless microphone DM40. It's a condenser mic marketed to gamers. Oh, and check out how much wireless stuff we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is gonna be 6.
I get so lost sometimes. Days pass.
Let's listen back. So latency is definitely there. The delay isn't too bad, but certainly not great, and you will be slightly off time like I am. The quality isn't bad, but I think there's better options out there, but not wireless. If you're expecting professional studio results, look elsewhere. But if you want something that is just good enough, this may be worth a look. So 5 out of 10 is the best I can give this situation, but it does look very, very cool. Okay, so the moment you've been waiting for, can I perform on this completely wireless setup? Not too bad with these pads. Can I actually do better with the computer keyboard? So the computer keyboard actually works better to have me keep in time. The speakers are not causing much latency. I think this is causing a little bit of latency. It's a little bit harder to keep time using this. Okay, so it's decent. I think it's actually better. The Rolly keyboard is better than the Korg Nano Key at helping me keep in time. Okay, headphones and these speakers, exactly the same. Very, very usable latency. If I'm just using this keyboard, or if you had a connected drum pad to this, you're not gonna feel that latency at all. Keep making the music you love, and remember to check the links below for the best prices on AI gear and everything else in this video. And hey, if you're looking for the best new gear released in 2025, watch the video right here. See you later.
Oh, I will be watching that video too.
That's right. Because even if it was just the best gear last year, it's still probably pretty good.
Well, and why I love his reviews is he's fair, he's honest. Granted they sponsored, you know, that review, but of course he's gonna tell it like it is, and some of that wireless dream is getting there. The fact that he's happy with those headphones,
Yeah.
that's the most promising one of all those products that I'd like to get my hands on.
Yeah, I mean, you and your wireless headphones. I mean, that's something that you have had how many different pairs you think over the years?
Well, and these and the wireless that they do, it's mostly for conferencing and being able to go, to the other room and back. But for studio quality headphones, the way he's using them there, I want those.
The response has got to be great in those. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Roly. I'm happy to hear that he's getting a response that he's happy with there, because I want one of those, and I'd like to have like a nice little keyboard that I can move around and not have to deal with that damn USB cord as I do it, and get the kind of response I expect from it.
Now, would you be wanting the mini as far as the size goes, or I know you are a fan of full 88, but if you're looking for something to move around, you would want smaller, right?
For what they do, and I like the color approach to it too.
Yeah.
Plus the other Roly, the one that's the expression stick, that one for sure. Like I'm getting that sometime in the next year.
Nice. Good to have goals.
Yeah, well, they have some really interesting modern MIDI controllers. You saw how he was shaking his finger as he was playing the keys, and that's where these new generation MIDI controllers are something I don't have yet.
Capturing that whole extra dimension of the sound.
Yeah, if I can get that with the keys along with that little stick that goes behind it that lets me move my hands and orchestrate the patch, and Sanjay, I want to thank you for like showing me like this gear this year, and I'm sure his list of the best is going to include some of that. He really does like keep on the cutting edge of music gear.
Absolutely. Some fun toys to play with there.
Yeah, and I love watching his reviews because you see the joy in his face, like as he's playing, and like I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, he is having fun playing with that. That's the true testament of good gear. When that gear gets you like motivated, inspired.
Yeah, and even as you were saying, like good, fair, but tells it like it is. And even a 5 or a 6 review and out of 10 is not a a condemnation. It's not a don't buy.
Yeah.
It's I could see using it for this. I could see using it for that. You see, the different reasons or the different layers you would use it in.
Yeah, he had to like give it in the middle there because the test here was the wireless studio. So in that scenario, it kind of does the job, and I'm not surprised with that one utilizing Bluetooth with the microphone. Bluetooth mic. That's why we were looking at the Bluetooth 6 the other week. Fingers crossed that like Bluetooth gets there along with the other technologies, but we might be expecting too much from Bluetooth, and some of the other ones, why they could get to that like 16 milliseconds or fast enough to be able to do what he's doing with it, is because they're getting around the Bluetooth limitations.
Right. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, it might be time for like wireless approaches to consider, at least in the music world. Bluetooth will work for like headphones or headsets that are going to a phone and you're just listening to music, but not for musicians yet.
Yeah, that's all right. It's one of those things. It's kind of like when we talked about first, trying to play music online together, and having connection issues and trying to get one person play a solid rhythm, and then the other person just keeps getting further and like further and
Yeah,
further
the
behind
the
because it is.
floating. Yeah, the
Yeah,
floating.
yeah, it gets crazy. But that's one of those things that one day we will get there.
Yeah. And when it comes to jamming online like that and where that floating comes in with Zoom and some of these other approaches, a lot of time that floating is because the compression that the technology is trying to do to keep the streams synchronized, and you gotta go uncompressed, and there needs to be a clock that Zoom doesn't necessarily do. Although they have incorporated some new features with Zoom for musicians that we might take a look at before the end of the year. Some of these new updates have brought in new options that I haven't had a chance to test out yet.
Now, they were talking about in some of the other videos, talking about AI upscaling and AI downscaling when it comes to video. When it comes to audio and sharing audio like that, if we were to take like AI listening to me playing a bass line and have it basically do real time, as fast as possible, turn it into MIDI data to then send it, because if you're just sending data and you're not trying to send the actual compressed sound, it would be much faster and much easier. So it's a question of if you can get the AI to translate
If
it fast enough.
if you've got gear with these new chips that can do it fast enough, because I think if you're dealing with the older hardware, you're adding another layer, which
Right,
is
and you're
just
still
going
trying
to
to send
add
it to,
another. Yeah.
But we're almost there. Almost.
Yeah, we're almost done with 2025, so 2026 better bring on some cool technology. And Sanjay C at Sanjay C is gonna be covering it. I have trust in him.
All right. Excellent reviews. We appreciate it.
Yeah. That was some good food for thought, Santa. I'm looking at you.
Me?
Bring me some of these toys.
Some capos and some tuners. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Yeah. Shit, I'll take a capo and I'm not even a guitarist.
Well, 2026, you could be a guitarist.
Yeah. Well, with that band in the box, I'm gonna get some more of my guitar on with my keyboard for sure.
And I can show you, like with some of those, like I was telling you, seeing certain shapes just jump out at you, like the E shape major chord position and the A shape major chord position, like seeing those and seeing what they look like in the context of the song and hearing it and seeing it at the same time is definitely, that'll help lock all that in.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping is with stuff like that. When I pick up the guitar, I can actually read it faster seeing the tab there and translate it than I can sheet music. So
yeah, tab is a lot easier to read. A lot of times it comes down to the nuance of the timing or things like, whether it's bends or whether it's, vibrato or slides, all that kind of stuff, seeing it on paper and then translating it is one thing, but hearing it while you're looking at the paper and going, oh, that's what that means. Okay, then then the timing, it kind of makes more sense that way.
Yeah, and it's nice seeing it visually with their visuals, because like I do see like the strumming approach, I see the attack, I see the slides, and it helps me to understand it better than just the straight old tab by itself.
Yeah, and some of that country stuff, watching the double stops where you're seeing two notes at a time being hit, two strings apart, like those are things that make a lot of sense and are things that are like, oh, that's what that is. Like, it's one of those things that when you hear it and then when you see it, it makes a lot of sense. But if you were just hearing it and somebody handed you a guitar and said, do it, you're like, that sounds way too complicated, but it's not as complicated as you think.
Yeah, well, they're definitely making it look easier for me.
Exactly. And it's because it is that easy. It's just a question of, it's that easy once you get your head around how it happens.
Yeah, and you can't be intimidated. You got to be willing to like at least get your foot in the water in order to appreciate it.
No, you got to play some bad notes before you start playing all good notes.
Oh, well, then I'm halfway there.
Exactly. Here, I'll play some bad ones now. There, got them all out of the way.
You still make them look good,
No,
cheater.
Well, we'll try to do it again next week. What else we got coming up?
Yeah. Well, we're still cooking up on Sundays. With Monday, we'll be back with Wally, and I am cooking up something for 2026 for Mondays. Might be a offspring of our Thursdays, and Tuesday we'll have the Upside of Hurt. Wednesday, Ange will be whipping it out.
Very cool. And then we'll be right back here.
Yeah, and this will be our pre-Christmas episode. So
that's right.
Let's see what kind of surprises we can have Santa bring.
Sounds like a plan. Might even be some Reese's involved.
You hear that, Ange?
We know. I saw, what is it? Reese's little Santas, and they had little trees and all that kind of stuff going on.
I want a reindeer-sized Reese's.
That's a big Reese's.
I can take it.
I believe it. But we'll catch you all next time on Talking Shh IT. Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
We cover digital audio workstations and music tools. We explore theory, gear, and MIDI too. How to arrange, compose, and the art of arranging. Taking a look at AI and how the times have changed. On a PC or a Mac and even with a mobile device, we'll be talking about it all every Thursday night. From software to plugins and synths that entice. Dive deep into tech and let creativity take flight. Talkin IT. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. From bedroom producers to seasoned pros, we're breaking it down so knowledge grows. Whether you're a DJ or a beat making wizard, we got the tips and tricks to make your sound sizzle. Mixing and mastering, that's our jam. With the tutorials and tips on how much RAM. Get the best quality from your setup and gear. Tune in every week and lend us your ear. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn.